Dun dun da dun dun da 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 dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun dun da. Okay, tonight on land speculation, we are going to try to, in honor of the Olympics, identify the four best countries in the world. For what purpose? For living in, I guess. And we're going to take out the easy ones to make this just a little bit harder on ourselves. This is going to test us in all kinds of ways. I have no idea how this is going to go, and we're going to do it in a pretty rudimentary style, pretty quickly. So here goes nothing tonight on land speculation.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack.
This is land, that ain't just speculation. That's something we do with kinky.
Quack, 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 quack.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack.
Honk, 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 honk.
Give us your money.
That would be weird.
Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Let's see. I eat bars of soap for breakfast. I love bars of soap. After midnight, things get weird. Quack, quack,
Oh no. Oh no.
let it go, let it go. Cock.
I like that one.
Quack, 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 quack. Come on, ducks.
All right, we are live on land speculation on YouTube. I'm hoping this is actually public. Little concerning here out of the gate that only mods have actually logged on so far. So if anybody who's not a mod is actually able to see this video and is here and is listening to us, let me know. Let me know. At some point, somebody who is not a mod, hopefully, will chime into this video. If not, I guess it'll be a false start and we'll try again sometime. Anyway, welcome to Land Speculation on YouTube, where the Olympics are wrapping themselves up here in the forthcoming days. Spyman, thank you very much for stopping by and saying hello. Appreciate it. Hopefully it is just a late blooming audience here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If we got to redo this one at some point, I think it actually isn't kind of an interesting topic. But we thought it was kind of timely here for the Olympics to delve in a little bit into this question, very probing question that Jeanette threw at me the other day in the context of another topic. And the question is, where maybe, other than some of the obvious countries, would you most want to live in the world? Like, what 4 countries. 4 countries was thrown. That was sort of the parameter around the initial question. 4 countries. Now, when you're in the Olympics, you only get 3 countries that take medals. So we'll see where we land here. This is going to test us in a lot of different ways. Number one, it's going to force us to think about a lot of different countries. We're going to have to move quickly because there are close to 200 countries, and we've got to eliminate things fast. And also, like, I don't know if you've ever taken the Sporkle quizzes where you have to go and name all of the countries, but it's actually really hard. And it's not just hard because of the time limitation. It's hard because as much as we all think we are global savants who know all about the world, like, there's a hell of a lot of countries that you've never heard of and a hell of a lot more that you don't really know where they are. And so when you have to sort of think about them off the top of your head, it's very hard. And so we're not going to do it quite that way. We are going to go through a process of elimination sequence here. But we're going to use a little bit of a cheat mechanism here where we get to sort of pick off of a map as we go. So we're going to see how this goes. See if we can winnow the entire globe down to a small subset of countries pretty quickly and figure out where it is that collectively, as the land speculation, what would we call this? The land speculation family enterprise. Where are we going to move our operations when maybe inevitably someday we get kicked out of the United States for being rabble-rousers and troublemakers? Well, thanks for joining us on Land Speculation here on YouTube. Whether you are here live now or whether you are watching us after the fact, it's good to have you with us. Jeanette Quiet Castle and Spyman and Nightbot are holding it down here in the chat. It's also like very late at night, so I'm not super surprised that we have not that many people, but I'm a little surprised we have quite so few people. So we'll see. We'll see how this progresses over the course of the night. And like I said, if we got to redo this topic sometime, I think it's a deep and meaty enough one that maybe we will. So let me see. I found a mechanism I think we can use to do this. I'm going to try to pull that up, and hopefully it'll work. And it's not okay. I'm going to turn off. Man, I got a lot of layers here. Okay, we're going to turn off the Google Earth. We're going to watch it snow here for a second. Immerse ourselves in the beautiful winter. And then we're going to turn on this world map. Okay, here we go. Here is the map of the world. Map of the world. Meanwhile, I guess folks can be answering to, I think we put up a poll question here, didn't we? About whether you would rather live in the U.S. or whether you'd rather live in Canada or the U.K. It's a starting point question here. So we'll see how that goes. But the part of the parameter around this question, and by the way, again, we're doing this because the Olympics has been happening the last 2 weeks. It's just about to wrap up. The United States had a very exciting day over the course of whatever this day that just passed was. Although I guess in Europe it's starting to become the next day now. But the U.S. won gold in the women's hockey thing, which was pretty exciting. The U.S. was favored to win gold, and then it took an overtime finish to beat the presumably cheating Canadians. And the U.S. women took home hockey gold. Meanwhile, the U.S. won its first medal in figure skating, women's figure skating, in 20 years. And what was her name? The figure skater from California took gold. Shocked everybody by taking gold. She was only in 3rd place after the short program, but she snuck up and took gold amazingly. And, it's a big one. That's a big event in the Olympics. And so the U.S. is trying to salvage its way out of what has otherwise been a somewhat lackluster showing in the Olympics. But they're starting to pull it together a little bit. I don't know what Norway is doing that makes them so effective in the Winter Olympics, except that they live in the snow and do all these events all the time. But it's been an interesting couple of weeks and only a couple days left. And so we thought, in honor of the Olympics, it kind of inspires you to start thinking about all these little countries that do all these little things all over the world, and which ones might we want to live in. And so that is the game we're going to play here tonight. I need your help, guys, in the chat. We're going to, you guys got to direct me parts of the world we want to hone in on here, where we can start eliminating some countries. And Then we also will kind of go like country by country. You guys can kind of tell me like which countries should we absolutely most definitely not live in, because that's how we're going to have to handle this. We're going to go through and we're going to try to decide by order of elimination, selecting all the countries we don't want to live in to ultimately winnow us down to the ones that we do. Okay? That's how this is going to go. So again, I need participation here in the chat. So countries you definitely do not want us to live in. We need to get to that point. So part of the deal here is we're going to make this harder on ourselves. And by the way, guys, if you haven't dropped a like or subscribe in the video, those likes do help us out with YouTube. The subscribes help you guys know when we're on. So please like, please subscribe. Check our description as always for the link to our Discord, our Duck Fund, and our sister channel, Land Ducks International, where we keep uploading things most days. So check all that out. Okay, so part of the deal here is the first countries we're going to eliminate here are the United States. Of course, we all, I mean, I guess most of our audience probably lives in the United States. Of course, we're broadcasting from the United States, so we're not going to stay in the U.S. We think that's probably the best country to live in, I think. But we're going to say for the purposes of this exercise, we're not going to live in the United States. So the U.S. here is eliminated. Give me 1 second, because I gotta clear this map here for a second, because we already got a whole bunch of countries selected. I didn't intend to do that. So let me see. We got to clear the whole thing. All right, we're going to clear the whole thing. Everything is blank now again. Back up. Here we go. Okay, so the countries we're going to eliminate here starting out are the United States. We are going to eliminate Canada because I don't know why. We've decided we're going to eliminate Canada. I guess the presumption is that would be the most natural place for an American to move if you didn't live in America. You can't live in Canada. And then we also have decided for some reason that we cannot live in the United Kingdom. So we're not going to live in the United Kingdom. So those countries have been eliminated out of the gate. This interface, by the way, is designed to track countries that people have visited. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go as we move along, but I thought it would be a good interface for us to play this game. So, you know, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of places we could start here on a map where, you know, there are countries we maybe wouldn't want to live, but maybe a good place to start would be like the nation of Afghanistan is probably a place where we wouldn't want to live. I'm just, you know, thinking out loud, probably Afghanistan is not exactly the kind of place where I would be all that fond of living, in part because, like, it's a war-torn nation that's, everything's falling apart. There's infrastructural, institutional collapse. It's run by the Taliban. I'd probably go ahead here and eliminate Iran. You know, that'd be another one we're probably not gonna jump at here in the immediate time being. And we'll jump down here to maybe Yemen. We've done a bit of a deep dive into Yemen in the past, and that's a country that I just don't think that you know, we necessarily would want to be, because it's like war-torn and very dangerous, and we probably would die. Syria is another country that I think probably we can, right out of the gate, knock off the list here. Quiet Castle says anything that ends in Stan. Well, the thing is, Kazakhstan is actually okay. So Kazakhstan's a pretty big and prosperous country, but there are a few others in here. Kyrgyzstan, I don't know. I don't see that really like, you know, emerging at the end of the day here. So we'll go ahead and eliminate that. Tajikistan, I would say that probably we can take out here as well. I just don't see myself moving to Pakistan. I don't know about you guys. You know, if you guys really disagree with me on something here as we move along, let me know. But we'll go ahead. We'll eliminate some of these countries over here in this part of the world. Turkmenistan, I mean, it might be really nice. We're going to do a stream down the road here, guys, where we're actually going to dig into the stands. It's actually an interesting deep dive topic. And so we'll get there. We'll get there to like really digging into the stands. But for now, we're going to go ahead. We're going to eliminate Turkmenistan just because I don't really know anything about Turkmenistan. It could be really nice. For some reason, I just don't think it's going to be the one. or the 4 or the 3. How do you guys feel about Iraq? Can we go ahead and eliminate Iraq? I mean, I know the Garden of Eden supposedly was like in Iraq, but we fought a big war there. It just doesn't seem like it's that stable right now. So maybe we'll go ahead. We'll eliminate Iraq. Unless I hear any particular objections here. So there is, a sort of quality of the world in recent days, and let me see if I can. I'm gonna pop this down for a second, and I'm gonna share just a quick map here because I think this is instructive to this exercise. There is, let's see, I can pull this up. Okay, so there is a lot of Africa that has gone through civil wars in either currently or in recent vintage. It doesn't mean that all of Africa is bad per se, but it does mean that I just don't see myself living in some of these places, and so there's a lot of the kind of middle of Africa that I thought maybe we could kind of dig into next here. And so we'll pull that back down. I'm going to pull the map back up here, and just to try to justify a little bit why there's some countries in here that I think we'll maybe start to take out, starting with maybe the country of Djibouti, and maybe we'll go here for, let's see, Somalia. Seems like these are places they got the pirates. There's a lot of poverty in some of these places. Ethiopia, not doing so well these days. These are also countries that tend to fall very, very low on the global list of GDP. Eritrea, another one here, and like if I think I did pull this up. Countries that have the lowest GDP per capita here: South Sudan, Yemen, Afghanistan, Burundi. Yeah, so there's some stuff here in Africa that I think maybe we want to just kind of like pop out of the picture here pretty quickly. So South Sudan, I don't think is a place where we're going to probably live. The Congo, yeah, the Republic of the Congo, probably not. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, probably not either. Quiet Castle says Sudan is awful. So we'll take Sudan out here. I think Chad, Chad is a Chad, but it's just not, some of these countries just not doing so well. We'll go ahead, we'll remove Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. Let's see. Okay. How about? Okay. We'll go ahead. We'll take out a couple of these other small African countries here. We're kind of eating our way into the core of Africa here, and actually, we took out a couple that actually haven't had civil wars, but I don't know. We got to be judicious here. To get down to a list of 3 or 4, we're going to have to be fairly aggressive in our cuts. And so the Ivory Coast sounds like it would be really nice. Not so much. Liberia. Yeah, Liberia is a good call. We're going to take out Liberia. We'll take out Sierra Leone, also another country that has been subject to civil war. Let's see, we'll move over here. So Senegal, not doing super well either. We'll take, okay, Guinea. Yeah, a lot of these countries over here in kind of Central Africa. And you guys can't see it, but I'm cross-referencing a little bit here with the Civil Wars map of Africa. Let's see, what else do we want to remove here? Cameroon, another place that sounds like it could be kind of nice. But Gabon, yeah, we'll take out Gabon. Equatorial Guinea, we'll get rid of that. The Central African Republic is having a civil war right now, so that probably gets removed from the list. Let's see, what are we looking at here? We'll go ahead, we'll remove Angola. Angola is notoriously a bit of a troublemaker over in Central Africa. Uganda, the Uganda's got some interesting stuff going on, but I think we can go ahead and we'll remove that. Um, let's see, okay, these little countries. Rwanda. Rwanda's having some issues again. Of course, they've had a lot of issues a ways back. Burundi, yeah, Burundi's not doing so well either. Take out Burundi. And then moving down to the coast here, I think we can go ahead and remove Mozambique. We'll remove Malawi and Zimbabwe, not doing so well. So a lot of these places, yeah, nonstop civil wars. There is a nice little, Northern Africa, Southern Africa, a little bit more debatable. So we'll sort of take it a little bit here by little piece by little piece. There are a whole bunch of countries in here that are actually just kind of harder to really know what's going on. A place I just don't know that well. Valignac, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Norman Patterson, thanks for stopping by as well. So yeah, we're trying to. We are expressing a little bit of bias here. We are biasing ourselves against countries that are involved in active civil wars, and have otherwise had major recent conflicts. So let's see, where do we want to go on the map next, guys? Do we want to maybe we'll go over here to South America? Think about some of this stuff kind of in Central America. Maybe we'll take out of the picture. What do you guys think? Guatemala, maybe not Guatemala. We'll take Guatemala out of the picture. Okay, what about Honduras, El Salvador? Again, feel free to. Quiet Castle would live in El Salvador. Okay, so we're not going to do El Salvador. Nicaragua, maybe we'll take out. I don't know, why is it jumping back like that? Okay. Venezuela maybe out, because they seem to have a bit of an inflation issue right now. I think Colombia seems like having a little bit of an issue right now also. Guyana, we could go live in Jonestown. I don't know. I'm gonna eliminate Guyana unless somebody says something else. And then there's just some places I don't know. I don't know whether these would be nice or not. But I do feel like there's a lot in here. So Panama, maybe. Costa Rica. I don't know. I know people have really enjoyed their time in Costa Rica. Should we take Costa Rica off the list for now? Honduras, I think we'll take out. Cuba still has a bit of a governance issue, so I don't think we're going to do Cuba. Jeanette says Peru is bad. Why is it okay, it's doing this. For some reason it's turning things. It's like changing the color highlights here on us. Come on. Yeah, turn our countries back on. We want to take out. Yeah, I thought we turned you on, Venezuela. We're like, what's going on here? Oh no, okay. So you're still okay. I don't know what's going on with the interface here. It has recorded that we've added some of these countries. Yeah, okay. So what are you doing, guy? Like, what is this? What is this? Stop spinning. Why are you spinning? I don't know. It's spinning out of control. Oh wait, no, we almost had you. Okay, there we go. Okay, Jeanette wants Peru out of the mix, so we're going to take Peru out of the mix. Quiet Castle wants Haiti out of the mix, so we could pop ourselves up into the Caribbean here. Dominican Republic, yeah, Haiti is probably in worse shape than the Dominican Republic, so we can take both of those out. Jamaica, what do you guys think about Jamaica? Should we leave that in? Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico's not a country, but we could take it out anyway. Man, why are you doing this? Come Come on, turn yourselves back. Okay, what do I need to like? Understand the toggling a little better here. Okay, let's go back here. All right, okay, so there's some more stuff we've turned on here in South America. New Zealand. We're already going to take out New Zealand, says Spyman. Okay, I mean we can. Are you guys okay with taking out New Zealand? I mean I don't like New Zealand's not that bad, is it? We can take out New Zealand. Okay, maybe we should pop in here. Look at a little bit of Southeast Asia, or maybe like I don't know. Where should we go next? I'll zoom out here a little bit. There's a lot of Russia up there. How do you guys feel about Russia? I mean, I think we can go ahead and take out North Korea. North Korea is a bit of a mess. Yeah, I think that's a good call, Quiet Castle. North Korea is out. I think I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, so Jeanette says China bad. Okay, China bad. We'll go ahead, we'll take out the big one. I'm going to take Mongolia with it. China bad. Philippines bad. That's Jeanette also. So, okay, let's see. What do we got out here? Philippines. We'll take out the Philippines. Taiwan. Well, I guess we'll probably leave Taiwan in here for the moment. I think Indonesia is probably not the place. Cambodia. I'm going to say that's not the place either. Let's see. I don't know much about the Lao People's Democratic Republic. I'm going to go ahead and take out Vietnam. How do you guys feel about Thailand? Myanmar? Yeah, Myanmar probably is not the one. Taiwan is about to be invaded, so not so good. Okay, so fair enough. We'll take out Taiwan here for now. Let's see. What do we think here? Thailand's kind of a big country. Bangladesh. I'm going to go ahead and take out Bangladesh. Nepal. I think we'll go ahead. We'll take out Nepal. Bhutan. We'll go ahead. We'll take that out. How do you guys feel about India? India sucks, says Quiet Castle. So India is off the map. Thailand's okay. Okay, we'll leave Thailand in for the moment. South Korea, Japan, like those countries have something going for them. So we'll leave those in for now. Sri Lanka, I think Sri Lanka. Jeanette wants to axe France already. Okay, are we good with axing France? So Iran is already out, Norman. Jeanette says Germany's bad. So you guys, okay, so we're plunging into Europe here already. You guys are saying France and Germany are already out? Yeah, you guys are good with France? Okay, France is out. And we're saying Germany also already out. I mean, those are pretty like legit Western countries. So, you know, you're taking those out before a lot of other, like Ukraine. Like Ukraine seems like a bit of a mess right now. Should we be taking Ukraine out? I think there's a lot of this stuff like Azerbaijan, probably out. Armenia will take out. Georgia will take out. Let me know. Let me know if anybody objects to some of these moves. I mean, let me see. I think we already did some of these countries over here. Yeah, okay. So we got a lot of the world that's already been removed over here. What are we thinking? So we did a bit of a feature on Uzbekistan a while back. I don't know. Are you guys feeling Uzbekistan? I'm gonna just go ahead and remove that. Okay. What about Serbia. That seems like they have really crazy soccer fans in like not a good way. North Macedonia. We're gonna let's take them out. Slovakia. I think if you're gonna pick one, you would pick the Czech Republic over Slovakia. Belarus, very Russia aligned right now. How are you guys feeling about Russia? How are you feeling about Russia right now? Lithuania probably out. Latvia probably out. Estonia, I think probably out. Why don't they just keep all the colors on at the same time? Like, why is it doing this to us? It's a little bit of a frustrating interface. All right, this is not my interface, guys. So this is visitedplaces.com. You can make your own maps of the world. Croatia just doesn't seem like the one either. Viliginac pro eliminating Serbia. Spyman says Russia. Okay, we'll just take Russia off the map. I don't think Russia's going to be it. You know, I don't know. Maybe there are people out there that are sort of shills for Russia now. I don't think that's what our channel is. Libya should go. Yeah, let's see if I can get Africa to turn back on here. Okay, Africa back on here. Okay, we'll go ahead and take out Libya. I don't think like Morocco or Algeria are the ones. I don't know that Tunisia is the one. And while we're in there, I guess we'll take out a little bit more of Africa here. There are a few countries in here I think that are potentially worth discussing anyway when it comes to Africa. So what are we doing here? We're one by one eliminating countries in different parts of the world that we would not choose to live in. And the intent here is to eventually get ourselves down to maybe 4 countries that are left in the world. South Africa is ruined, says Norman Patterson. So I didn't take out South Africa yet because I think when you're talking Africa, it's definitely on the short list still in Africa. But we should come back to that one, Norman, because I think South Africa is worth a conversation. I mean, you know, there's beautiful wineries there. There's some stuff. I think if we're talking Europe, I'm going to take out some of these very, you know, governmentally dysfunctional countries. I'm going to take out Greece, which is a governmental mess right now. I'm going to take out, let's take out Spain. They're a governmental mess right now. Slovenia probably is out. Moldova, I think, is out. Bulgaria, I think, is going to be out. Brazil has gotten worse, says Quiet Castle. So, okay, we want to pop ourselves back over to South America. And let's see, I got to find something from South America that we already selected to get those to turn back on. What did we do here? Okay, let's go back down into real South America. Come on. What did we do with some of these places? So, I thought we turned off like South America. Let's see. Okay, Peru. We want to turn off Peru. Wait, did we? Okay, there we go. Okay, okay, how about, we'll get ourselves back up into the mix here. Okay, Brazil is out. Turn off Brazil. Argentina is a mess, has been for a while. Okay, Argentina we'll take out. Anybody feeling like a particular attachment to Uruguay or Paraguay, or can we nix those? Okay, Bolivia. Anybody like really connected to Bolivia? What about these couple little guys up here? French Guinea. So we've eliminated 104 countries. So we're over halfway to eliminating countries of the world here. Ecuador. Anybody really into Ecuador right now? Chile out, says Quiet Castle. It is. It has been. It has been cold for a couple months now. So I'm getting kind of tired of it. Jeanette wants Mexico gone. Mexico is out. Okay, Mexico's gone. Okay, this is Belize. How about Belize? We take out Belize. I mean, we got to be careful. We don't want to eliminate everything. You know, if it would be a real shame if we ran out of countries entirely. Let's get ourselves back into South America here. The only countries in South America we have left are Ecuador and the Falkland Islands. Are we like, wait, okay, John Celeste wants Mexico. Mexico's back on the map. Mexico is, okay, we're going to turn off Mexico. So America's already out, quiet. So, okay, Mexico's back in the game here. South America. So the only things we have left here are Ecuador and the Falkland Islands. I don't have any particular attachment to either one, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Ecuador off the map, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Falkland Islands off the map. So South America is basically eliminated at this point. Africa, the countries we have left, Algeria, I'm going to take out. Botswana's pretty nice. I mean, Botswana's like legit. Cape Verde, I thought we already got rid of Cape Verde. Gambia. Let's see. There's a lot. Okay, Reunion. St. Helena. Now, Nigeria is a huge country. Oh, Jeanette says the Falkland Islands are okay. Okay, so we're going to turn the Falkland Islands back on. I mean, I will default to you guys here on any of your choices. But now I got to find them. Let's see, what did we do with it? Okay, South America. We're going to turn the Falkland Islands back off. Okay, so South America, the Falkland Islands are they're the one remaining entity. All right, so back to Africa here, because we've got some stuff here still in Africa. It is still on the map, and let's see, how is this going to crop things? Okay, it's a little bit out of view. So Africa, we actually have a surprising number of countries left. Man, I thought we got rid of some of these. Okay, hang on. What's going on here? Why do we have so many countries left in Africa? Okay, I think, is anybody like really passionate about Egypt? I kind of just, Egypt should be gone. I think Egypt can be out. I think Zambia is probably out. There's some countries in Africa here that I've never heard of. Quiet says Oman. Oman should be out. You think? Okay. I mean, that's a call. Let's see. What do we have left in? We got a lot left in Asia here. Oman's pretty neutral. I mean, Oman is nice. I mean, Oman is like, I don't know if you'd want to live there. It is a little close to some stuff that's a little more dangerous. I don't know if it'd be your first choice in that part of the world. And so, as we're thinking about that part of the world, quiet wants Oman out. So Oman can come out here. Qatar. Okay, Palestine, I guess we'll take out. Tess is out. Tess is out. Tess Canada is out. Canada was one of the original countries that is not gonna be included here. But let me get back up to our list here for Asia. We're eliminating countries one by one. So here's the thing. Here's the countries that have been eliminated in Asia so far. Christmas Island. I don't know anything about Christmas Island or the Keeling Islands, but I'm going to take them out because I just don't know anything about them. Lebanon seems like it's kind of dangerous, so I'm going to take Lebanon out. Macau. How are you guys feeling about, well, Qatar? Okay, Qatar. I'm gonna take Qatar out. I don't know. I just don't see myself living in Qatar. I mean, it's probably actually not so bad. It's not. I mean, that wouldn't be the worst place to live. The British Indian Ocean Territory. I don't even know what that means. Kuwait. We'll take Kuwait out, I think, for now. The Maldives seems a little small. Take the Maldives out. Jordan is pretty stable. I mean, we need to have a conversation here about Saudi Arabia. Is anybody interested in living in Saudi Arabia? Now, Egypt we took out. So I'm actually gonna adjust the scope of our map here so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm looking at. Let's see, do I do it not that way? I do it this way, I think. Nope, not that way either. I do it this way. Okay, so we're gonna shift this over a little bit so you guys can see it. Okay, so we're taking a look here at these countries on the left are the countries that are still in. So when we're in Asia here, the countries that are still in. No, I thought we got rid of China. I'm gonna keep taking some of these out. What's going on here? We got rid of China before. So the list on the left are the ones we're trying to decide what we want to scrap here at this point. So we said Thailand was okay. I think the UAE is probably okay for now. South Korea is okay. Singapore is okay. Saudi, I think we're gonna just I'm gonna say Saudi's out. It's interesting. I just don't know that you really want to be living there right now. Malaysia, I don't think it quite rises to the level of some of these others. So I'm going to take Malaysia out. Anybody interested in living in Israel right now? Jordan is bad. Jordan's actually pretty stable as they go in the Middle East, but we'll take it out because Jeanette says so. You guys are in charge here. So these are the countries that are left here so far in Asia. UAE too scary, says Jeanette. Like Dubai? Dubai is one of the most international business-friendly cities in the world. I might actually override you there at this point, Jeanette. Africa has too many countries, so the ones we have left, I thought we got rid of this interface, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I thought we got rid of some of these. Okay, it's countries that are left in Africa here. Botswana, Comoros. I don't even know what Comoros is. Is that one of those little ones that was been carved out of South Africa? Like Comoros and Lesotho is like a little country that was carved out of South Africa. So we'll take those out. Tanzania is a place you go on safari, but it is a governmental mess. It is like they had years and years of communism, and they basically have a population bomb happening right now that is crippling their infrastructure. So Tanzania is out. Nigeria has, Lagos is growing. It's a business capital now, but it is really dangerous in parts and is not nearly as developed as South Africa. And so I'm going to take Nigeria out. I'm going to probably, if we're trying to get down to 4, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take out Kenya and Ghana at this point, because I think if we are trying to get it down to 3 countries in Africa, it's probably these 3. It's South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana. Yeah, Mali was out. We got Mali out a little bit ago. So those are the 3 left there. Man, I thought we got rid of these. Okay. Falkland Islands is the only thing left in South America. North America. What do we have left here in North America? Okay, there's a lot left here that we have not delved into. And a lot of these little Caribbean nations I don't really know a ton about. So Canada, okay, Canada's out. We got rid of the United States is out because that was part of the rules of the game here, is we were going to eliminate the US and Canada right out of the gate. Those 2 are gone. Trinidad and Tobago, those have got to go. Yeah, a lot of little islands here that actually are not countries. So, like, I don't know what to do with some of these little places. Mexico, we said, was out. I don't know why that's popping back in there. Quiet Castle said he wanted to live in El Salvador. How committed are you to that? Curacao, I'm going to take Curacao out. I'm going to take Bermuda out. Barbados is out. Aruba. Man, ever since that Natalie Holloway case. All the false saints. Yeah, okay, a lot of saints in here. We're going to get rid of all of these saints because I just don't think they count. Prince Edward Island is not a country, but okay. The U.S. Virgin Islands is not a country either. Take out Turks and Caicos. We'll take out Martinique and Guadeloupe. I'm going to take out Jamaica. I'm going to take out Costa Rica. All right. We're going to shorten up our list here of what's left in North America. It's getting to be a relatively short list. Greenland is also not a country. Panama, bad. Yeah, Grenada, bad. Greenland is not a country. I mean, I guess we're going to just be left with a couple of things here. We'll pop back into it here in a minute. Okay, come on. I thought we got, okay, there we go. It just takes this stuff a second to update. Yeah, okay. Asia, what are we down to in Asia? Okay. Oceania. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here that we're going to have to knock out. that I just don't see being the places here. Some of these are not countries. Not anywhere as good as the US of A. Fiji is nice, says Quiet. So we'll leave Fiji in. Should we leave Australia in for now? We took out New Zealand. Should Australia stay in for the moment? I feel like we're going to run the risk here of eliminating too many places. Guam is a territory. Let's see, other. Okay, a whole bunch of islands here I've never heard of. Wake Island, Midway Island. We'll take out some of this stuff. I assume these are Pacific islands for the most part. And we're not living in Antarctica. Man, you guys are down on everybody, but we can't eliminate everybody. We've got to leave some things in here for our final selections. Okay, Europe, we have a lot left here in Europe. But we got to make sure the things that we said we would get rid of. Albania is not the one. Austria, I'll leave Austria in here for the moment. Belgium, maybe. Bosnia, no. Cyprus, no. The Czech Republic, probably not. But we'll leave it in. The Faroe Islands, no. We'll leave a little bit of this Scandinavia stuff in. Hungary, no. Hungary's going to get overrun by everybody. Iceland, Ireland, the Isle of Man. Italy is a governmental dysfunctional mess. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I think we gotta take Italy out. Unless anybody objects. Kosovo seems like a bad idea. Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, very wealthy. I do some tax sheltering there. Take out Malta, Monaco, a little too much in Monaco. Montenegro, Netherlands, Norway, Poland. Yeah, I mean, Poland's got some things going for it these days. Portugal is a very popular tourist spot. San Marino. Ireland has too much trouble. Ireland is one of the wealthiest countries in the world right now. If you had to take all the countries in Europe, Ireland is probably the most business friendly. I'm not so sure I agree with you, Jeanette. I think we got to leave in Ireland for the moment. We'll take out Romania. Well, we can't live in the Vatican City. You're not allowed to. Poland has been buying every... I mean, it's because Poland is so easily overrun. It's been overrun historically many, many times. I think we're going to take out Turkey. Yeah, Turkey's a little too precarious. Yeah, I think the Czechs, they got to go. I think this is getting to be a decent short list here in Europe. I do think that Portugal is going to go. Tess wants to leave Ireland here for the moment. Of all the Scandinavian countries, least favorite, most favorite, what do you guys think? Because we still we've got a lot of Scandinavia left. We got Denmark, Finland, we've got Sweden, we've got Norway, we've got the Netherlands. Any favorites in there? They're not all going to survive. Leave Denmark. Okay, leave Denmark. Finland is okay. Norway and Sweden. Sweden, I think, is the odd man out right now. That's the one that to me is the least compelling, so I'm going to take out Sweden. I sound sad when I can't include a country. I mean, it's going to be hard for us to get this down to 4. It's going to be a little challenging. North America, what are we down to? Okay, we're down to just a few options in North America. South America, Falkland Islands. Africa, we're down to... Oh, wait, somehow Botswana disappeared. Okay, well, we're down to Namibia and South Africa, which are both pretty functional countries as far as Africa goes. Iceland, not much there. Do we still have Iceland in there? Okay, Iceland, we can toss Iceland, I think. I agree with that. Oceania, okay, we've got Australia and Fiji. Guam, Guam's not really a country. And then the others, okay, other is out. Asia, what do we have left? Just a few. Okay, guys, like we got to make some hard decisions here. Are you guys of the position that we should just get rid of Africa entirely here? Should Africa just be out? Like all together? We should take out Namibia and South Africa. We should like acknowledge that maybe those are the best ones in Africa, but we should take them out. I need like somebody give me a yes or a no here. Jeanette says yes. Okay. So Africa is off the map. Get rid of South America. Okay, so South America. Falkland Islands, out. Are we good with that? Falkland Islands are out of the picture entirely. So what does this leave us with? Oceania. Do we need Australia or Fiji? Okay, so we have Australia and Fiji, so we got 2. Asia, we've got a short list of Hong Kong, Israel, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, and the UAE. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nothing in South America. Nothing in Africa. North America, we have Bahamas, the Cayman Islands, I guess, are a self-governing territory. $10, $11, $12. And then Europe has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 22. We still got to make some cuts here. We've kept Kazakhstan in there as a courtesy. I do think Kazakhstan's got to go. It's the largest economy in Central Asia, but I think it's not going to make the final cut here. So Kazakhstan, I'm gonna nix. So we're down to about 21. Australia has some of the most dangerous creatures in the world and has been moving left over recent years. Quiet Castle is advocating we take out Australia at this point. So, you guys good with taking out Australia? I mean, it's pretty, like, it is pretty westernized. I mean, if you can't do the UK, Australia is not a crazy place to go. I do think that Fiji would be a little bit of a weird place to live. Jeanette says Australia out. Can we take out Fiji? Like, I just don't know that, like, you're really in the middle of nowhere if you're on Fiji. Tess says, yeah, okay, we're going to take out Fiji. Okay, so we're really narrowing this down here. We've got a few Asian countries left. We've got a little bit of North America left. We got 3 in North America. We've got 9 in Europe. Nothing in South America, nothing in Africa, and a few here in Asia. What do we think here? Let's pick something off the Asia map to get rid of here. We got Hong Kong, Israel, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, the UAE. I'm going to say, you know, Israel to me just feels a little dangerous right now. And Hong Kong, yeah, Hong Kong is out. We'll take Hong Kong out. Should Israel be out? Japan is crashing, but Japan, man, I don't know. Yeah, Hong Kong is that's a good out. It's a nice place. I mean, it's a lot of business stuff, but you are really under China's thumb there. I visit Asia much. I do visit Asia sometimes. I'm going to take Israel out. It's just a little dangerous. I mean, I think like if you want to live somewhere and just sort of, be in a like pro business climate, Japan is pretty good. Singapore is pretty good. The UAE is actually pretty livable. I know people that have moved to the UAE. South Korea, I think you can definitely get by. I think the odd man out to me here is Thailand. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to unilaterally remove Thailand. But if somebody disagrees, you guys tell me. South Korea has too many boy bands. Okay, well, that's getting to be pretty specific. At this point, Thailand can go, so it's quiet. Okay. Okay, next cut through. I think South Korea is going to be next here on the cuts, but we'll come back to it here. Let's go back to Europe here for a second because we got to get this Europe list down probably even a little bit more. So right now we have Finland, Ireland, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, and Switzerland. Any thoughts here? What are we thinking? I know people that have moved to quiet ones. Norway, I'm a little mad at. Like their whole thing with the Olympics. It's getting ridiculous. Jeanette wants to get rid of the two L's. You have to be wealthy to live in Liechtenstein or Luxembourg. Very nice, very very nice. But we'll get rid of the two L's. Netherlands is corrupt. I don't know that the Netherlands is where I would choose. And then Poland, their food is too bland. Okay, I am starting to winnow in on what I believe is going to be our answers here. So I'm going to take out Norway, I'm going to take out Norway. Poland has weapons. They do, but the reason they have weapons is because they are often easily overrun. So we've got 4 left in Europe here. We have 4 left in Asia. And we have 3 left here in North America. So we got 8, we have 11 left. We got to get to 4. What do you guys think here? Bahamas, Cayman Islands, or El Salvador? I have lived in one of the 3 of these. And I will tell you that one of the 3 of these is a place that if I were forced out of the US, Canada, or the UK, I would seriously consider moving to. We are very close to the top 10. Any preferences here on what we should eliminate? Now, let me see if I can pull some stats here on any of these. El Salvador is pretty poor. I mean, I guess I'm tempted to eliminate the Cayman Islands just because, like, they're not really a country. I mean, I do think that the answer on these, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to eliminate the Cayman Islands unless I hear an objection. I think there is an obvious answer between these two if we're going to keep one from North America. But we'll come back to it. Asia, we've got 4 left here. Japan, Singapore, South Korea, the UAE. South Korea out. I do think that South Korea is the next out here. I think that South Korea goes out before Japan. I think South Korea is the out. Japan, Singapore, the UAE are left. Quiet wants the UAE out. The United Arab Emirates is pretty darn wealthy. It's very safe. Japan is very clean, that's true. Language, you want to think about language with some of these places. Japan, you can probably get by on English, but, not fully. The UAE, you can certainly get by on English. Singapore, you could probably get by on English. So I think we're doing okay. I would want to live in the Middle East as Quiet Castle. I have basically done it, and it's not so bad. And I certainly know people that have done it like really full time. There are some complications to it. There are going to be some complications moving to any of these countries at this point. So I'll hang on to that for just a second and come back to our Europe list here. We're down to 4 here in Europe. So these are all fairly well-off countries. The one that is the poorest of these countries in Europe, by far, is Poland. You're going to have probably the biggest language barrier in Poland. Finland is cold and next to the. Finland is going to be, that's your escape. Like, that's going to be your rural escape. So, guys, pick one to eliminate here between Finland and Poland. Finland and Poland. Are Quiet saying Finland? Are you guys good with eliminating Finland of those two? If that's the case, we'll take out all of Scandinavia, which is pretty prosperous. A lot of people would be happy to move to Scandinavia. Jen says Finland. Finland is out. Okay, so we've got Ireland, Poland, Switzerland. I think we're down to 7 countries left. Ireland, Poland, Switzerland. Oh, no, 8. We got the El Salvador's still in there. Quiet, are you still hanging on to El Salvador here? We have 8 countries left. Japan, Singapore, the UAE. So the ones that I've heard chatter about getting rid of. Man, El Salvador is really like, it's very, El Salvador has a per capita GDP of about $5,000 per person. Basically, everything else on the list that we have left is at least $30,000 to $40,000 per person. I think El Salvador's got to go. That leaves us with 1 left in North America, which is the Bahamas. Europe, we have Ireland, Poland, and Switzerland. And then Asia, we have Japan, Singapore, and the UAE. I guess we can start doing polls here. So you guys overwhelmingly seem like you want to move to Canada over England. Okay, so let's do Japan. And this is going to be to eliminate 1. Eliminate 1. I'm going to ask here in the poll. The poll has opened. Japan, Singapore, or the UAE. What are you guys thinking here? Okay, it's okay. It's a tie right now. There's a picking to eliminate one between Japan and Singapore and the UAE. Okay. Well, this is interesting. We've had some vocal opposition to the UAE so far, but right now the voting is partial to eliminating Singapore, which I actually think is fair. It's just a city. It's very expensive. I agree with that. I actually think that personally, I would eliminate Singapore before I eliminate the UAE. And so I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's what you guys are voting for, which leaves us with two left in Asia. And then we have, in Europe, we have three left. So what do we have? Three, four, we've got six left. Okay. Eliminate one, and we have left here Ireland, Poland, and Switzerland. So we're going to eliminate one of the European finalists here. What are you guys thinking? Let me make sure we're looking at our European finalists here. So overwhelmingly, you guys are, despite the existence of weapons in Poland, Poland seems to be the one that folks are voting to eliminate. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to eliminate Poland. Poland's gone. So we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries left. Okay, guys, this is where I need active participation in the chat from anybody who's left and still awake here at 3:30 in the morning. We have 5 countries left. We have Ireland, Switzerland, we have the Bahamas, we have Japan, and we have the United Arab Emirates left. Because it's 5, the poll thing will only let me put 4. So just say the country you want to eliminate here. Of those 5, again, Japan, the United Arab Emirates, the Bahamas, Ireland, Switzerland. These are the countries that are left. Tell me what you think should be eliminated here. I have... What's my thought here? You guys, okay, Norman says UAE, Quiet says UAE, Jeanette says Ireland, okay. Okay, so one thing I will encourage people to keep in mind here is Japan has really weird housing rules. Japan's a little complicated with the housing. Okay. You guys are unanimous here on the UAE. So if we eliminate the UAE, Viliginak. Okay, I'm trying to see the flags here. So you've got Germany, the United States. Is that New Zealand? I also know what you're saying, because that would not satisfy the criteria of the Legion Act. I appreciate the thoughts. So if we eliminate the UAE here, which we can go ahead and do, we now have our 4 countries from around the world. We have our 4 countries that we are going to opt to move to if we got kicked out of the United States and for some reason could not move to Canada or to the United Kingdom. Option number 1 is to move to Ireland. Ireland is a good move. You're going to be living basically like you're living in the UK. It's a very business-friendly climate. Ireland decided years ago that because they had a lot of young people, they had a very large young population, they decided that if they could attract international companies to Ireland, they could really grow and become very prosperous. And so they did. They lowered their corporate tax very low. They created a very pro-Western, pro-business environment. They attracted a lot of international companies, and they have created a tremendous business environment for people from around the world. And so Ireland today is actually very wealthy. It's very prosperous. It's doing really, really, really well. It is the richest country in Europe per capita, which people don't realize, except for like Liechtenstein. It's actually doing really, really, really well. So Ireland is actually a very good pick here as one of our 4 finalists, I'll say. We also have on the list here as an option Switzerland, which if you were to line up all of the European countries by how capitalist or how pro like sort of free markets and kind of American ideas, all the way to like which ones are the biggest, worst governed socialist boondoggles, the very 2 best countries in Europe in terms of like having economies that feel American are Ireland and Switzerland. So Switzerland, they can be known for being a little cold, not weather-wise, but the people can be they're a little introverted. They're not like the most gregarious people, but you got a lot of little cities to choose from. You've got Geneva, you've got Zurich, you've got Bern, lots of good resorts. It's sort of a nice place. The trains always run on time. It is expensive. It's expensive there. But as far as like well-run European countries, it's a good choice. So we're talking Ireland. We've got Switzerland. We jump across the world, and we settled on all of our Asian options. We finally settled on Japan over here, and Japan is a pretty good choice. Japan, of course, their economy was really rocking in the 90s. Now their population is shrinking, and so their economy has scaled back a little bit. But people really like Japan. A lot of Americans really, really like Japan. Obviously, you've got great food. You've got a really nice culture, a very hardworking, clean culture. Relatively wealthy. You've got a lot of really nice big cities. Of course, you've got a language thing with Japanese, but most people in Japan know English, so you could probably get by. Of course, in Ireland and Switzerland, knowing English would be just fine for you. So Japan is probably another good pick. I think you would be fine if we had settled on Singapore or the United Arab Emirates. Those are both places that are good destinations for American expats, especially if you have like a big city type of job. Japan's maybe a little better if you don't. A little more flexibility. So Japan's probably a good pick. South Korea wouldn't be bad either on the Asian side. Now, we very quickly in Europe eliminated a couple of the other countries like France, like Italy. We eliminated Germany pretty early. I know people that have moved to all of those countries. I think you could do it. Scandinavia is also an option if you wanted to move to a place like Norway or Finland. Complex immigration rules in some of those places. But I think so. Switzerland, Ireland, Japan are pretty darn good options. If you got the money to do it. And then the one other option we left on the table is much closer to home, which is the Bahamas. And people sometimes overlook the Bahamas. Sometimes people don't even realize the Bahamas, like the Bahamas, is a country, and it is the Bahamas, not just Bahamas. They obviously have thousands of islands. The capital of Nassau is, it's sort of like Key West. It's a little bit like Miami. It's probably a lot more like Key West. Of all the Caribbean nations, the Bahamas is kind of the sparkling gem of them in terms of being relatively well managed. Has a lot of different options in terms of living environments. You're not just living on like a little resorty island. Like you could actually live in Nassau and have like a regular business. It's probably better than Hawaii because it's a little closer to the American mainland. I think in some ways it's a little easier to deal with than Hawaii, and actually is relatively well off from a wealth and a just sort of general prosperity and safety standpoint. The Bahamas is pretty good. Their government is pretty functional. Of course, it's not going to be quite like living in the U.S., but the Bahamas is a pretty darn good choice. And as someone who has lived in the Bahamas, I found everyone there to be very supportive. I found their government to be very supportive. Of course, it's an island nation, so everything runs a little slower. People are late to things sometimes. There are cultural things you got to get used to. It's majority black, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just people, something to kind of get used to culturally. There's a Bahamian culture. There's a formality to it. Things can be expensive there if you're living on a lot of the islands because it's just hard to get materials there. And so our final four, Ireland, Switzerland, Japan, and the Bahamas, I think are a pretty darn fair foursome. If you had to pick four countries around the world, I think it's a pretty darn fair set of options. And so I think we did good. I don't know if you would pick any of those over the UK or Canada. Like realistically, I mean, I know everybody hates Canada right now because they're kind of being assholes, but I think we did pretty good, guys. I think we did pretty good with those selections. How do you guys feel about them? Viliginac. I love you, Viliginac. I did not mean to. I don't believe I insulted you, but if you feel that way, I apologize. So yeah, I mean that's where we've landed. Norman's kind of, yeah. Quiet. Okay, we should do a poll with the four. That's a good idea, Quiet. All right, so where are you living? Now, all this is going to depend a little bit on your job, your situation, your family situation. Are you like completely banned from the United States from even visiting, or can you come back every once in a while? Some of these places, like it depends. Do you have a steady job? Are you just retiring? Like, what are you really up to? It kind of depends. And so let me. I can pull map down. Let's put the chat back up so you can see the results as they come in here. So only one vote so far. So if anybody is still awake here, pop your votes in. What are people thinking here? Where would you realistically move? So far it's one vote each for Switzerland, Japan, and the Bahamas. What would I do? I actually don't know the answer to that, which of these I would do. Again, like it depends on your job. I haven't looked into the whole immigration protocols for each of these countries. Of course, that would be limiting. It's really hard to move to some of these places. The tax implications, all that kind of stuff. Norman, the Bahamas, getting old would enjoy the warmth. Now, the Bahamas, you'd have to worry about hurricanes sometimes. So that's not so good. Jeanette would choose Japan, but reluctantly. Why would you pick Japan, Jeanette? Bahamas is close to the U.S., but it is expensive. I mean, if you were just retired, I think the Bahamas is a pretty darn good pick. It's just the economy's a little rougher there. You know, getting the kind of job you want may be a little harder, depending on what kind of work you're looking for. I don't know the rules of these on gun ownership. All four are known for having pretty low crime. I think of these four, hmm, I agree with you quite. I think Switzerland makes a lot of sense if you had the money to do it. I think like, you know, if you are like a white collar, I'm thinking about my own, I don't know, I'm thinking about different possible lives I could lead here. Like if you wanted to work just like a white collar job for a company, I think certainly Ireland, Switzerland would give you plenty of options. Japan, you're dealing with a different part of the world, a different culture, different business culture. Could be a little hard. Bahamas is kind of retirement central. And if you were picking between Ireland and Switzerland, both fairly low taxes. Jeanette doesn't trust Switzerland. Ireland has been invaded and surrendered. The Bahamas seem too lazy. So we have four votes right now, one for each of these. I'm thinking I might, you know, and this actually goes against like my sort of personal like of these countries. I might probably be most inclined to go Ireland. I think. That's assuming I'm working. If I'm retired, I think the Bahamas is the answer. That's why we pick four and not one. It's so that we can have an ambiguous tie. Switzerland is pro-guns as Norman. Okay. Well, there you have it. There is no definitive answer. There are four semi-answers. It's a hard thing to kind of conceptualize, you know, like if you got kicked out of your own country and you get kicked out of the two closest brethren to your own country, where would you go? Where in the world would you go if not the US, not the UK, not Canada? Everything's going to feel a little foreign. Duck Army's going to be a sovereign citizen camping out in Nebraska somewhere, telling the government to come and get you. They don't want you here. Come get you. All right, ambiguous uncertainty. That's how we're going to have to leave this. Well, what did we learn from this exercise? Switzerland's won a few medals. Japan's won some medals. Japan's pretty good at a few of the Olympic events. They finished silver and bronze in the figure skating. They've been pretty good on the downhill skiing. Bahamas really doesn't compete in the Winter Olympics because, you know, they don't really have a lot of mountains or snow. And Ireland, not really all that present. I can live in any of the four, but I would pick Switzerland as my top one. I think this is Quiet Castle. All right, our winner here tonight, we got to pick a winner. By the way, guys, if you haven't dropped a like or subscribe on the video, if you're watching now or later, the likes help us out with YouTube. The subscribes help you guys know when we're on. Check our description for the link to our Discord, our Duck Fund, and our sister channel, Land Ducks International. Jeanette apparently is our winner. Congratulations to moderator Jeanette. Top fans here. Norman, John, Tess. Top 3. Spyman, Valiginak, and Jerry Carter. All right. Well, there you have it. Norman, congratulations on being the top fan for the evening. And everybody is entitled to their own personal opinion. So if you have a very different opinion, write me a long, ranting email about why these are the wrong selections and why whatever you would pick is better. I would appreciate that. landspeculation@gmail.com is the email address. Or you can write me on the Discord. All right. Well, I guess we learned something here. Maybe we'll revisit this sometime at a more sane hour of the night with a bigger audience, perhaps, and we'll see how this feels in the future. Nightbot is broken. Nightbot kind of got distracted there. It was in the middle of picking a winner and then just kind of forgot about it. Nightbot's really dumb. Well, congratulations to Jeanette, who has won tonight, and Norman for being the top fan. Polish fascist channel. I have a story about being Polish that I'm not going to share tonight. Anyway, bit of a cliffhanger here. But we made it through the entire set of countries, so that was pretty cool. Maybe we learned something, maybe we didn't. We'll watch the end of the Olympics to see which of these countries prevails. Oh, Japan has won. Okay, so Japan's the answer, apparently. Somehow that final vote slipped in here. So Japan apparently is the answer. That is the country that we're moving to. So tomorrow night we'll be streaming live from Japan on Land Speculation on YouTube after we move. It'll be an exhausting day. Oh, there's enough hours to do that. That's a long flight. Like pack and unpack. Well, apparently we're moving to Japan. Okay, Nightbot says the key to more success is to get a massage once a week. That is a key to go bankrupt very quickly. Massages are expensive. They are very nice, but unless you're getting like a free massage from some illicit underground, weird speakeasy massage thing, if you're just going to like a massage thing that's on the up and up and paying, those are expensive. So do it when you need it, but probably not once a week. That is not the key to success. That is the key to spend a lot of money really quickly. And you'll feel really good, but you'll be broke. So thanks for the advice, Nightbot. So yeah, like, subscribe, Discord, Duck Fund, Land Ducks International. Appreciate the work of our mods being up late with us here again tonight. We've been streaming late. I got to get that fixed so we can stream more at like a normal hour when more people are awake. And get back to posting some daily videos because I got a lot of stuff stacked up. Got to get it up in the system. Oh, now it's Switzerland. Okay, just kidding. Not Japan. We're going to Switzerland. A little closer. I know somebody that moved to Switzerland from the US and seems to like it okay. But you got to pick your city, you know. You got Zurich, Basel, Geneva, Bern. You got a lot of choices, and they're all a little different. All right, I do love you, Villageneck. And anyway, that's what we got. Okay, guys, it's late, so we're gonna curtail this, I think. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Appreciate the work of our mods. Congratulations to all the winners, and congratulations to everyone for being graced with the gift of life and carrying on and carrying forward. Okay. Well, don't be strangers. We will be back. This is land. This ain't just speculation. That ain't just speculation. And for now, I hope you all have a good night.